Well, hello Toowoomba. Welcome to another episode from the Talking Toowoomba bunker after yet another week of isolation. Well, with the slight easing of restrictions, hope you're able to safely picnic around our region at some stage over this long weekend. In this episode, we talk nutrition, health and fitness after so many weeks of isolation. Tammy from Target Nutrition and Fitness joins us to talk healthy eating and nutrition. And Magenta from The Owl Fit chats all things exercise and making fitness fun. Now let's get talking Toowoomba with some news of the week. Here is a rundown of this week's Toowoomba Council's latest COVID-19 assistance packages for residents. The water rates discount period has been extended to the 23rd of June 2020. They've waived interest on overdue rates and charges calculated at the 30th of June 2020, extended animal registrations until the 30th of September 2020, provided a 100% rent relief package for small businesses that occupy council-owned properties for the months of April, May and June 2020. A refund of 50% of the food licence fees for the 2019-20 financial year for fixed premises. A refund of 50% of personal appearance retail licence fees for the 2019-20 financial year. Parking is now free at council's on and off-street parking until the 30th of June 2020. However, time limits will still apply and be enforced. Credit card surcharges have been waived for all transactions at the council service centres. They're providing community groups, including sporting organisations, with grants of up to $499. More information on these grants in the coming weeks. Crestbrook Dam and Kubi Dam will remain closed to the public despite the easing of state government's restrictions on recreational activities. Perseverance Dam will reopen to the public for picnicking. However, water access will remain restricted to the Perseverance Aquatic Club members only. Now it's time for a bit of exercise. We should all be getting a bit of exercise with COVID-19 on. And I've got Magenta from The Owl Fit. Good morning, Magenta.
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Look, we're really well and we're excited because we're going to talk about getting fit.
Yes, we are. So, as you mentioned, I own the Owl Fit in Toowoomba here, and I specialise in training mums without calorie counting.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I have trouble counting calories.
Yeah, so we keep it real and we keep it accountable, realistically accountable for the busy families.
So how long have you been doing fitness, Magenta?
So I have been a qualified PT for 6 years now, and I originally started because I medically had to gain weight. So I jumped on in and learnt everything I could, and then I opened my business.
So during COVID-19, everybody's having to do things a little bit differently. I'm gathering you're doing things very differently to the way you used to do it. What's changed for you?
So COVID-19 has allowed us to continue training our clients via online rather than boot camps in the park. I already train clients online all over Australia, so this wasn't a huge change for my business, so to speak. It's also allowed my clients to stay at home and work out from the comfort of their own home in their lounge room without interrupting their day too much.
Now, 20 minutes to 30 minutes is a good exercise time, and we should all be exercising. What's your top 3 tips for someone particularly like me who's not really a fitness fanatic?
Great question. So my top 3 tips for training, if you're not a fitness fanatic, so the first one is to just start with 1 day a week. And if that means you can only do a 15-minute walk, that is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It'll improve your cardiovascular endurance as well. So that's my second tip, is actually going for a walk. And my third tip is finding a buddy that will keep you accountable. So whether that's a PT or another fitness professional, a friend, your mum or your dad or your brother, and that's what you need to get started and to keep you on track.
Or even the dog?
Oh, absolutely. Take that dog for a walk, or even if your cat, if they like to go for a walk with you. I've actually seen some people doing that, and I think that's great.
Okay, now you're talking about this online program that you're doing. Now, I also know that you do a program with the Toowoomba Regional Council.
That is correct. So the Toowoomba Regional Council run the Change Project through their Parks and Recreation, and that means that qualified PTs can bring you free or very low-cost sessions, keep you healthy as well as keep your fitness up. So I currently run a $5 online class, and it only goes for 30 minutes, and you can jump on from the comfort of your own home. You know, you can get the kids involved, you can get the dog involved again if you like. That's always fun. And it's for all fitness levels. There's no equipment needed. We have a fun time. We have some music in there. My kids join in as well. So there's no pressure, and it's just a lot of fun.
But the important thing is you're exercising and improving your fitness.
That's exactly right. But we do it in a fun way. You actually want to come back and keep doing it, which is fantastic.
That sounds like me. I might have to get into that one. Now, if someone's actually looking at taking this a step further, if they want to work with a personal trainer, what's important for them to know about their personal trainer?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So the first thing you want to ask for is the personal trainer's qualifications. Make sure that they're qualified so that they know what they're doing. Second thing that you should ask them is, are they insured, to make sure that they're covered and they're running everything correctly. And the third thing you'd like to ask them is their experience. So how long they've been a PT, do they specialise in training a certain demographic, and what they can do to help you with your fitness goals.
Now, Magenta, I've got a question that I like to ask all my guests, and you're not going to escape the question either. If there was a famous person that you could sit down with and over a cuppa and have a bit of a chat, who would you pick to sit down and have a chat with?
Tough one. So I'm not sure if he's classed as famous yet, but there is a PT from the UK and he's called James Smith. He's also released a book called Not a Diet Book, I think it's called. And he's a very real trainer as well. So he keeps it real and he gives real advice to people. He keeps things simple and he also gives inside tips to fitness, which is the direction that I'm going in as well. So he's very relatable.
Magenta, I want to thank you for your time. Now, for those of us who decided we're going to use this time wisely and get fit, if they wanted to get in contact with you from the Owl Fit, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
So the best way to get in contact with me is either by our Facebook page. So just search for the Owl Fit and send me a message through there. Or you can send me an email at theowlfit@gmail.com.
Now, I've got to ask this question. It's the Owl Fit. Where does the Owl Fit come from?
Well, for those that have met me in person, I actually have a full sleeve, a tattoo sleeve on my arm of owls, and I just love owls. So that's where it's come from. There's no other special meaning to it. I just like owls.
But they always say the owl is wise, Magenta.
That is true. Oh, thank you.
Look, it's been great chatting with you. I hope everybody gets involved and gets fit, ready for when we all come out the other side of COVID-19.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Marianne and Her Microphone is available for all of your singing and event MC needs in Toowoomba and the local area. Marianne is the only person in the Darling Downs to offer musical messages which are a unique and modern spin on the singing telegram. It makes such a perfect gift for your loved one. For more information, visit Marianne's Facebook page at Marianne and Her Microphone.
Probably more so now it's important to think about nutrition and fitness whilst we're all in COVID-19 isolation scenario. So I've got Tammy Oldham from Target Nutrition and Fitness. Morning, Tammy.
Morning, how are you going?
Oh, look, really well. So tell me, how long have you been involved in nutrition and fitness?
Well, I've been in the fitness industry for 10 years as a personal trainer. So I owned a gym down in Canberra for a few years and then managed another gym for a few years after that. And then with nutrition, I did my full qualification graduating mid-2018. So I've been operating my private practice ever since then.
Now, during COVID-19, what's the one thing you think you've had to do differently in your business?
Yeah, so this was a bit of an adjustment for me because my business up until now was primarily all face-to-face. So I've been doing Zoom nutrition calls. That's probably one of the things I have been doing, trying to still help my clients as best I can. But I have also started an online Facebook. It's a free Facebook group as well called Maximise Your Metabolism. So metabolic health is kind of an area of focus of mine. So I wanted to still be able to get information out to people, even though I couldn't see people face to face. So that's a free Facebook group that I've started, and that seems to be going well.
Now, eating is one of my favourite pastimes, I must admit.
Very good.
Yeah, that probably not always eating the right sort of thing. During this isolation period we're all sort of struggling with, what's your top 3 tips for eating well?
For eating well, so one of the things that I've been definitely hammering home in that Maximise Your Metabolism group is trying to include a source of protein with each meal, and that includes your snacks as well. So I'm big on helping with sports nutrition and that sort of thing as well. So a lot of my advice is very focused around making sure you're getting enough protein in your diet. But I do find that when you're not having that protein, you end up craving sugar and crap later in the day. So that's my number one tip. I'd also say try and plan out what you want to eat for the day. So, and stick to it. A little bit of organisation goes a long way. So have a think about what you're going to have for your brekkie and for your lunch. Have some snacks set aside ready to go. And that way you're not just sort of going back to the fridge constantly as well. And then number 3, I would actually say try not to skip meals. One of the things, a bit of feedback I've been getting from quite a few people I've been talking to is that they're actually struggling to remember to eat at the moment, being stuck at home, but then they'll go and just overeat later in the day. So, yeah, not skipping meals, because when you're actually skipping meals, that slows down your metabolic rate in the long run.
Okay, I want to explore this tip of yours, eating more protein.
Yep.
Can you explain to me what you define as protein and how you can incorporate that in, you said snacks as well, is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. We look at traditional sources of protein. You've got all your lean meat and fish and eggs. I go with full-fat dairy too, if you can tolerate dairy. So dairy is a good one. All your nuts and seeds are a good source of protein. Looking at vegetarian and vegan options, you've got things like beans and legumes are a good source as well. And then you've got your tofu and all that sort of stuff. I also do advocate for using protein supplements for some people, if it's an easier way to get a bit of extra protein in their diet as well. So if you're looking at putting together a snack, it could be some Greek yogurt with some berries and throw some seeds on top. So that's a good protein-rich snack. Just having a handful of nuts instead of having the packet of chips, that's a good protein-rich snack. So it's about just combining or having some protein with the other stuff that you're having as well. Boiled eggs are a good one too, actually.
Okay, that's interesting because I have a bad habit of snacking between meals, and obviously some of my snacks we won't go into details on. But okay, so boiled egg, nuts.
Yep.
And some yogurt with berries.
Yep, cottage cheese is another good one as well. Peanut butter.
So fun. Most of them are on my favourite list. So that's
I was going to say that's sounding all right, isn't it?
It's sounding very encouraging. That's great. Now I want to ask you. I've heard you've mentioned it, and I have seen it said elsewhere about metabolic health and mindful eating. Now, can you explain that a little bit to me, and why is that something we should be considering during isolation?
Yeah, absolutely. So metabolic health, so that sort of has a lot to do with how your body creates and uses energy. So it comes down to how or if we look at specifically at metabolic rate, that refers to the rate at which your body burns calories. So if you have a slow metabolic rate, which in my experience, a lot of people do, especially if you are holding carrying a little bit of extra body fat.
You've just described me to a T.
Yeah. So what that tends to mean is with that slow metabolic rate that you're more likely to actually store excess calories as body fat because your body's not burning them fast enough. Yeah, so that's what one of the areas that I really, really do help my clients with is to speed up their metabolic rate and actually get their body burning calories at a faster rate, because then they find they have more energy and then their body burns fat more easily as well. So sounds good when you put it that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've certainly got my attention. I'm even more interested in this now.
And you also mentioned mindful eating. So mindful eating is really just about slowing down and taking more time to be aware of your food and eating habits. So it's just about really sitting down, enjoying your food, turning off distractions, and actually having a think about what's going in your mouth. That's the basis of mindful eating.
Is eating quickly or slowly, does it have any effect on the metabolic rate or the general health benefits from eating food?
It can, yeah. So it takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to communicate with your brain when you're eating, when it comes to fullness. So if you eat really fast, your stomach doesn't actually have time to tell your brain when to stop eating, that it's full. So that's why you can have a tendency to overeat. That's why mindful eating is so powerful, because when you slow down and actually take time to eat slowly, you give your body a chance to actually tell you that it's full. And when it comes to metabolism, obviously if we're overeating consistently, the body just can't keep up with the amount of calories coming in, so that makes it quite difficult for your metabolism to keep up as well.
All right. Now, obviously some of us eat better than others. I'm putting myself in here on this side of things. What's the one thing you would suggest we can do to improve our nutrition and our eating habits?
Yeah, I think eating mindfully would actually be a great start for this. So try sitting down at the dinner table when you eat rather than eating on the go. Think about whether you're actually really hungry for food or if you're just bored and looking for something to do. Because often when we're bored, we just want to give our hands and our mouth something to do, but you might not actually be genuinely hungry. So think about the last time you ate. If it was less than 2 hours ago, you probably don't need to eat again. That would be probably my biggest tip. Turning off any distractions like when you're eating, like the phone or the TV, and also planning out your meals for the day as well, instead of just winging it. So
you're saying that it's not good to sit down in front of the telly with dinner on your lap and a glass of wine beside you?
Ideally not, no. It's better if you can actually sit at the table and take some time, to actually pay attention to your food and look at what you're eating, chew your food properly, because I think we've all forgotten the art of chewing as well. So, it's just taking time to slow down, give your body a chance to digest. Yeah, ideally, no issues with the glass of wine. That's not necessarily a problem. But certainly just sitting and mindlessly shoving food in your mouth in front of the telly, that tends to be the issue.
Oh, that you've made my day by saying I can still have my glass of wine.
The wine's okay.
The wine's okay. Can I have that in writing? No, it's okay. That's interesting. I hadn't thought of it like that, I must admit. Now, a question I ask a lot of my guests, so let's see where you're at with this one. If you could meet someone famous, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Yeah, this is a pretty tough question actually, because I'm not a big one for idolising famous people, but thinking about it, one person that I think would be great to meet is Robin Williams actually, not only because he's got an amazing sense of humour, but you can tell in a lot of his films that he's really intelligent, and I just think he's an amazing actor. So, yes, that would be my pick.
I'm so glad to hear you say Robin Williams, because I'm a fan of Robin Williams as well. As you said, from a perspective as an actor and as a comedian, he's very good. But I also think, and obviously, tragically, there was a side to him that if we'd only gotten to know a bit better, A, it might have been helpful for him, but B, we would learn something as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot more to him than what you saw on the outside, that's for sure.
Well, Tammy, look, I want to say thanks to you this morning for coming on and having a chat with us about health and nutrition. I've learned a hell of a lot in these few minutes that we've chatted.
Great. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you very much. And look, obviously you've got Facebook website.
You can Google Target Nutrition and Fitness
Yep.
or, just type in tnf.net.au for my website.
Yep. And you've got all sorts of information on there, which is good. So if people want to get in contact with you, they can.
Absolutely. Yep. And if anyone is interested in joining the free Facebook group Maximise Your Metabolism, you can find that through my Facebook page as well, which is also Target Nutrition and Fitness.
Thanks for coming on this morning, Tammy. Take care. Bye for now.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Well, that's it for this episode. Make sure you subscribe to get the latest episode to keep up to date with businesses that are still operating and how you can support them and help keep as many members of this great community employed. Thanks to the Toowoomba Chamber of Commerce and 2 Cents Worth Toowoomba for your support. Check them both out on Facebook. We will get through this together. Stay safe. I'm Shane. See you around, Toowoomba.